It hurt so bad. I don't know if you believe me or not, but I found a way to live forever. It's a horrible process that's definitely not worth it. At this point in time, my entire body is an internal, glistening fit of pain and hatred of the world. I've been trapped in confinement for so long. They took me and did horrible things to me. They opened my mouth with this horrible device they called headgear, and they refused to take it off until I told them the secret of immortality. I'd never tell those monsters how to do it. I was there for decade upon decade, no food, no water, stuck in a box for all those years. It even hurts to breathe. They've done everything. They've beat me, tried drowning me, they tore off my arms, and my limbs have been twisted. My chest barely resembles anything human anymore. I've been screaming for so long that my mouth has oversized my face. It's incredibly hard to see. I don't know what happened, but my eyes appear to not be there anymore. One day, I finally broke free of the headgear, and eventually the prison they contained me in. I killed them. I killed them, and I ate them. And by God, they tasted good. I'm nothing but a monster now. A monster with the skin of a man barely coating my inside, metaphorically and literally. I've gone on a rampage. I've tried not to kill people, but at this point it's hard to overcome. People have tried everything. Guns, sword, knives, even stupid things like hammers. They are of no avail. I just regenerate, in more agony than before. The worst part is, I can't die. Andrew woke up with a start. He knew what had happened and his heart sunk. The sound of glass shattering downstairs had done the same to his nerves. It had come in. After weeks of watching and stalking him, the creature had finally decided to break in. The patio doors, made completely of glass, provided it with a perfect entrance. Andrew laid there in bed, in the blackness only illuminated by a small amount of clear light that the moon provided through the space between the curtains. He listened for the creature, listened to see if it was inside, secretly praying that everything would be silent. The terrifying cracking of glass under its feet confirmed his worst fear. It had finally made its way into his home. With this crushing realization, Andrew, now shaking, grabbed his titanium baseball bat and crept downstairs into the darkness, determined to confront this thing once and for all, secretly hoping, though, that it would run away when it saw him, as it normally did. Andrew stood at the bottom of the stairs, listening. At first, all he heard was the cracking of the glass under the creature's feet. Then, for the first time, Andrew heard the creature, breathing heavily as if its throat was blocked by phlegm. The hideous creature snarled and clicked, gradually getting closer to Andrew. Now out of the kitchen, the creature was finally off of the glass. It walked almost silently now, strangely more agile than it looked, especially considering how clumsy it ran away. Andrew realized what he had to do. He grasped his weapon tighter and froze, unable to move. He knew he needed to attack it, but he just couldn't. Its teeth, its eyes, its skin, human, but not quite. The creature was in the living room now, edging closer and closer by the second. Andrew was still too terrified to move. Even if it didn't have arms, this creature was the embodiment of terror to Andrew. Andrew stood at the bottom of the stairs, shaking. He'd heard the creature getting ever so closer, the sickening sound of its distorted breathing amplified by the almost pitch darkness. The creature was nearly at Andrew. He had one chance to kill it, and he wasn't going to waste it. The creature stepped into the doorway of the stairs. Andrew was just hidden to the left. He swung at full force, hitting the creature in the chest with the bat. The creature staggered back and stopped and looked at Andrew, its tiny wild eyes staring into Andrew's soul. Andrew felt a deep fear of the creature unlike anything he'd ever experienced. The creature then let out a gurgled hiss at Andrew, baring all of its sickening, deformed teeth in the process. The creature kicked Andrew in the gut, winding him, and he fell to the floor in pain, unable to breathe. He rolled onto his back and scuffed up against the wall behind him. The creature just watched him until he reached the wall, at which point it walked towards him, and looked down at Andrew as if it were judging him, lying there, helpless. The creature stamped on his shin, snapping the bone. Tears began to stream from Andrew's eyes, the pain so intense he thought he was going to vomit. Andrew, now incapacitated, had nowhere to go, and no way to fight. The creature placed its foot on Andrew's stomach, pressing down, ripping into his flesh with its long, dirty toenails. The creature's foot was now completely inside his stomach. Andrew started to cough blood. Tears streamed down his face, and he passed out from the pain, and then passed away. The creature loomed over what was now his bloody corpse. The creature descended its face towards Andrew's and then tore away a bloody piece of flesh from Andrew's chin, dislocating one side of his jaw in the process. The creature continued to tear and eviscerate Andrew's corpse until everything the creature could stomach had been devoured. The creature then left, calmly, silently, with a pure and deep hatred in its heart. The creature left the same way it came in.